Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, all, welcome to Geek Freaks. I am Frank, and I'm here with Jonathan.
Hey, yo.
And today we're going to be talking about Supergirl, Avatar Season 2 on Netflix, and a couple pieces of news. Jonathan, how you been lately, man?
I am fantastic. How you
Been
doing?
doing good. I've been doing really good, too. It's been a busy week. We're actually kind of doing this last minute, and we're doing it live, so you get to hear my AC in the background, and I ain't changing it.
The occasional dog bark.
The occasional dog bark will happen for sure. We're going to be pulling something we usually do at the end up to the beginning because you are the first time you're doing this now. Our Dungeon Crawler Carl check-in.
Yes.
Okay, you're going through the first book. You're more than halfway at this point. You're getting through it pretty good, actually. What's your first take?
It's addicting, really.
It is.
It's funny how it goes from like 0 to 60 in no time, and you think like that's too much fantasy just kind of dumped on your lap. It's not. You get used to the water real fast, and it's just the storytelling. They're so good at just kind of pulling you in deeper and deeper, and you have to know what happens next. So it's just a fun adventure. I can't wait for more. Yeah.
So you just got done with the fairies that have a pyramid scheme. You're done with the juicer. You're done with the pig ball.
From chapter 35, I think 33 or 35.
So just to kind of give you an idea of where you're at right now, and the listeners who are aware of it know that you're about to hit the fan. There's something about to happen. I think I've said it on this podcast 3 times now, maybe. Yeah. There's something that happens and you're like, oh, Carl's going to just die then. It's that big of a deal. And so that's about to happen. And then they're going to introduce one more character that'll actually become a part of the team that you'll think like, how is this going to be? He's a great character. He's really cool. Okay. So you're in a really good spot now. Book 2, it's kind of split into two halves. And I don't know if the future books this way because I'm halfway through book 3. But book 2, it's like 2 small books put together, and I really like that. They feel like 2 complete stories. It's a fun adventure, though. I hope everybody's checking it out. I know it's like my entire feed is just Dungeon Crawler Carl stuff at this point. Yeah, and times are good. Times are good.
I think when you get bored, not create another podcast of reviewing Dungeon Crawler Carl, but making your own story just like it. Something very similar.
A D&D, I think, would be a really fun way to go through that because they actually did do a Kickstarter for a tabletop game. And I think like we have to embrace that when the time comes.
But creating the story, like do a D&D style where you build the characters and stuff like that. And then you and me and whoever else wants to join. All right, so what's the characters do? And here's some options. And we roll the dice and we see how they do in it and stuff like that. And kind of, instead of actually playing the game, we're just like making a story.
Well, more theater of the mind, kind of open-ended. Like when you're watching... When you're watching Dimension 20 towards the some finales, they tend to do that. Where it's like, it's more important that these characters have good finishes than it is for us to roll dice at this point. So sometimes they'll kind of and people complain, which is like, did you enjoy it?
Exactly.
I could see that for sure. There's so many things you could do with this story. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, it's got a series in the works. Speaking of some other news, PlayStation has announced that they're going to be deleting 551 movie titles from their libraries. Now, this is just in the UK. Doesn't matter if you bought it or anything like that, and there are no refunds available.
Yeah, that's completely asinine. That means just straight up boycott, do not buy any movies, shows, whatever from Sony again, because I mean, I hope they feel a big impact. The people paid for access to be able to watch movies on their platform, right? And now they're taking that away. But they're not refunding even part of the money. Say, I don't know, half the price, 20%, something like that. As sorry, this is unnecessary, or this is a necessary evil. We can't get around it. Here's some of the money back. Here's not even the money back. Here's credit towards the other movies that you want. Yeah, that'll bring them back in and get them to double down. With the $2 you give them back, they're gonna have to pitch in another $5 and buy a movie. Like you're gonna make money in the deal. Instead, they're saying, sorry, too bad, so sad. These are gone forever, and you're not gonna get to watch them. To me, that's just like spitting in your customer's face.
Yeah, and there is a thing where, like, I'm sure in the fine print it says that, hey, you're actually just getting the lease while we own the license.
Yeah, legally they're covered.
Legally they're covered, but it doesn't matter because it's still bullshit. It still feels like the assumption is when you buy something, digitally or physically, you own it. Yeah. And in the digital world, that's just not the case. And unfortunately, I think our generation, millennials, are probably the last generation to know that. I think that's a case for a lot of things. Like privacy is that way too, or we know what we're losing.
Yeah.
But I think Gen Z and Alpha after us, they'll never even know that.
Yeah. And when you buy like a DVD player off of the trunk of somebody's car and he says, don't worry, bro, lifetime warranty, just come back to me.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but you're buying this from Sony. So you buy it with the expectation that this is a well-established company.
There's a lot of clout behind
They're
that.
going to be around. Yeah. So I'll always be able to stream it. And then they kind of sully that good name by doing something like this.
One thing I do like is
Sad.
this is happening in the UK, and Europe is on top of it right now for
Yes.
doing laws that make sense.
To protect the people's rights.
The
and-
laws that I wish that we were focused on right now, where they're like, hey, well, let's change the plug on the iPhone so that it's easier for everybody. Like, that's just a good law.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And this is one of those where it's like, Europe's going to come after you guys so hard.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the UK actually announced today, as we're recording this, that they're going to be looking at trying to stop the merger between Paramount and Warner Bros. I'm like, if they fix this, then I'm just straight up going to be flying a British flag in his house.
Honestly, protecting the consumer protects the economy,
Yeah.
which helps us all in the future and helps the corporations, whether they like it or not.
I know.
They don't get short-term major profits, but they get long-term longevity, and that's win-win for all of us.
It boils down to a healthy middle class, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have a healthy middle class, they spend money. And if you choke them to death, but again, that goes back to that thing that we're the last generation to understand what we're losing.
Yeah.
For the next generation, for Marco, he'll never know what it's like to actually just own something, a digital thing. Or the thing I go back to often is like, back in the day when Facebook was first coming out, someone took a picture of you and put it like on the newspaper or on Facebook. Like, hey, take that down. I don't want that picture up of me, getting drunk at a party. Could you imagine that being a thing today?
Yeah.
Impossible.
No way. You'd have to maybe use AI and say, hey, find all the images of me in this situation and eliminate them. But,
Which then AI would just, pull it into their system, and now it's in the AI system.
but that's you paying a special program, a special corporation to delete you out of a system.
For a very luxury thing.
If they do this kind of stuff too much, what I think is going to flourish and be the people spitting back in their face is piracy. Piracy is very effective.
Yeah.
And if people want to download a hard drive full of all these movies and just share them with each other and say, hey, this is the exact list that Sony pulled.
Yeah.
Here, you all have it completely for free. What are the corporations going to do about it?
It's tough on our end because, like we're sponsored by Paramount and Prime and yada, yada, yada. But let's be honest about this, guys. If you find a way to watch movies, I think you're preserving history. You're stealing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's the take of like a lot of European countries as well. And so I might not tell you what to do or how to do it, but more power to you.
And digital sharing. I mean, you have DVDs on your shelf.
Yep.
If you let me borrow the DVD, that's perfectly within your rights of owning it.
Yep.
If you own a digital copy of it, being able to share it with your friends is your right to share content that you own. So yeah, I don't know. I think they're playing a dangerous game, and we don't want the medium to dissolve if they continue to, if it becomes a war between, the producers and the consumers. But I think if it continues, then it's eventually going to be that.
And it's a war that nobody wins, right? Because then what's the escalation of this? Everybody starts pirating stuff. It's very easy to pirate things nowadays, more than it ever has been.
Yeah. Then they stop producing, and then we stop buying, and then we both lose out.
And then, then what, we're watching AI movies for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, who the hell wants that?
Garbage.
Yeah. Come on. Nobody wants that.
Exactly.
All right. Talk about peak entertainment that I will give you. You have given it a shot. I appreciate that. Invincible is renewed for season 6 before season 5 even releases.
Yeah.
Gave it a shot, didn't care for it.
Invincible, it is pretty good. I think if I'd watched it 10 years ago, I would have fell in love with it.
Okay.
Nowadays, I don't know, being a dad especially and stuff like that, it's more, I don't know, more edgy and crass than keeps my attention. I've watched plenty of it. I don't know, two or three seasons of it.
Right.
And it is entertaining, but it's back when I was watching Family Guy, this would have totally fallen into my library. Yeah. But I don't watch Family Guy anymore either. It's
I'll tell you,
stuff that I'm interested in.
Metalocalypse.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Same vein as Metalocalypse.
And I miss Metalocalypse, but I know if I watch it now, it would not ring the same way.
No
it just
way
would not be entertaining anymore. I would click away.
Because there's plenty of times where they just did things for gore's sake. Yeah. And I think obviously Invincible does that as well. Yeah. That's one of the selling points, frankly. I will tell you though, like once you get towards the later seasons, like season 4, when there's more space-based and I really feel like the story is there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a little bit too much.
I don't know where I stopped, but I did see that he went to another planet and had another family with them, like praying mantis people. Yeah, okay. So that was towards the end of where I stopped, maybe 10 episodes after that or something like that.
Yeah, I'll just kind of give you a quick rundown of what's going on, just so you kind of understand a little bit. There is he brings back, basically Mark's going to raise his brother.
Yeah.
He brings it back a kid from there, and
he's
species,
like blue or something, right?
He lightens in colors as he ages.
Yeah.
But they're like Kess's species where they only live for like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the kid's gonna grow fast and catch up to Mark pretty quickly.
If you guys don't know Kess, watch Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, then what are you doing?
Wasting your life.
So yeah, it's a cool little like older brother, younger brother aspect they had thrown in there, and then of course, Omni-Man comes back.
I remember that because he gets his powers super early, and then it's like, okay, you know what? I'll start training you, and then he accelerates way past the kid. I can't remember his name.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the problem is he's just not. He doesn't know how to control it, and Mark didn't grow up with powers.
Yeah.
He got them late in life.
Yeah.
So that was the whole crux of the first episode.
Yeah.
So, for those of us who are happy, we are very happy about this. It's one of the best things Kirkman has made, and he did Walking Dead, and that tells you something. Sticking with animation, Jonathan, I'm going to tell you about a series that I didn't have any faith in when it first was announced.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Absolute Batman franchise.
Yes.
Have you seen this hulking beast of a man?
No, you've told me about it, but I don't think I've seen it.
So this is part of the Absolute. DC's doing these Absolute shows, or comic books. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so now Absolute Batman is getting an animated series in vein again of like Invincible, X-Men '97, and I'll give you a quick rundown on this character, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what if essentially Batman had no money.
Yeah.
One of his parents survived, and he's a civil engineer during the day, and likes to do like blacksmithing and inventing, and crack skulls at night.
This reminds me of the Tony Stark in the cave era.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So
think
Batman living or steal.
There
with
it is.
that. Yeah.
There it is. I was like, let me sell it to you. Just let me get in there and say that's steal.
Shaquille O'Neal. When are they going to reboot that
When are they
movie?
going to reboot that?
Come on.
I know.
Don't just do a movie, though. That would be such a killer series.
A series for sure.
Oh, my God. There's money to be made, people.
Was it his daughter that was handicapped and had the wheelchair upgrades, too?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, man, it's such a good series. In the comic books, he has a daughter that also wields the hammer and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would just be a moneymaker.
Yeah, but that vibe is this Absolute Batman. And like, I don't want to give you the context of the entire world, but all the villains are manipulated as well and are different.
Okay.
And, it's just a different take on everything. And he is a hulking beast of a man.
Yeah.
One of my favorite issues for like the 1 year anniversary thing is he basically comes across a Ku Klux Klan thing out in the middle of the forest and just murdered everybody. The whole thing's about him just tearing apart the Klan.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, all right. It's sick as shit.
I like it.
But it's a very good storyline. Matter of fact, Cards and Comics. That's our Elk Grove comic shop.
Yeah.
Strictly against trade comics. And it drives me nuts because that's what I like the most.
That's the best. Yeah.
This is the comic. They're like, no, we do trades now because of this one.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So now I have the trade comics on my pull list.
Oh, good.
I'm like that. If you guys, I'm trying to tell them like, do that. I will have more trades on my pull list for sure.
Like I'll come in more for trades than I would come in for single issues.
1,000%. Because I have the regular Batmans on my regular pull list, and I have what are the Predator Bloodsport on my regular pull list, written by Jordan Morse. But this bad boy. Like if you gave me the Absolute Green Lantern and Jonathan, the Absolute Green Arrow just came out and it looks so sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to really check these things.
And he's already pretty grounded.
He's like, if you watch the like Arrow season, it looks like it's more like the first season of Arrow when he's like actually taking out billionaires.
Yeah.
So check that out. Absolute Batman getting an animated series. So good.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Well, after we're done with this, I got the Absolute Batman sitting right next to you.
Yeah. We're
gonna flip through a few pages so you can see him. Written by Scott Snyder, one of the best. They're also going to be, so these are different DC animation stuff that was announced. Joker Laugh Riot. There's going to be an anime done, led by Joker, which I think anime is the perfect medium for him, right? Because you can do the extremes. The whole premise, somebody killed Batman. And now Joker feels like he has no identity. Yeah. So he's going to kill anybody who had a thing to do with
Unleashed.
that.
Joker unleashed in just utter chaos.
Yes.
I like it.
And in anime, so like, it's just going to be bigger. It's just going to be bigger. Everything's going to be better.
Yeah, they don't pull any punches.
Yeah, Krypto was announced, and this is going to be obviously an animated series done by the team that did SpongeBob.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is going to be for the kids.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good way to get Marco into a Superman world and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And the premise is that Krypto ends up falling in with a gang of misfit criminals and is like accidentally helping them here and there. And I think that he'll probably get them to be nice,
Yeah.
But like if you could imagine like SpongeBob level criminals stealing Krabby Patties.
Yeah, for sure. Trying to get the Krabby Patty secret formula.
The secret formula, yeah. But that's just the three newly announced ones. We also have Mr. Miracle, which is coming out very soon. That's done by Tom King, one of the classics. So there's a lot of stuff coming out of DC Animation. I think this is a good move. I think I think animation is probably the truest form of adaptation.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah, especially when you're going from comic books, and I think it has to be so much more cost effective that we can get more content without them throwing this $100 million budget and then it's a swing and a miss and maybe they're not going to make anything like that again. Yeah. When, hey, just turn out all the animated shows. The ones that really hit good, great. Make a live action movie out of that or something like that. But we don't need live action as much as the mainstream audience loves to see live action and they hesitate to watch animation. The comic book fans will sit down and watch the animation all the time. So the hardcore fans will totally embrace it. Just keep making it, basically.
So I don't know if it's super cheaper. I think what it is it's more cost effective without cutting corners, because then you don't have to cut things. We're going to be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender soon. You had to cut a lot for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the key things, is that you get the best out of it as you can. And it is getting more efficient every year. Of course, technology is getting up. It's all computerized at this point, but they're doing it on the computer. It reminds me, so, I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender and I'm in a rush trying to watch this thing before this review coming up. And I try to visit the folks twice a week. So I was over there and trying to look for something to watch. I'm like, frankly, guys, can we just watch an episode of Avatar? Because I got to catch up with Jonathan.
Did they fall in love with it?
No.
Oh, but I can only hope.
But I was kind of explaining things to them, and I was like, look, you know how my dog's named Aang? Yeah. That's this kid.
Yeah.
Jeez. Blue Spirit, the mask that's behind me, that's that guy there.
Right.
If only
I named Marco Zuko would have been great. I pitched it. It didn't go through.
Did it go through? Yeah. That's what second kids are for. But while watching it, it made me realize how much is missing, because I was like, well, the context behind this character being sad right now, or why is Iroh, reflecting on the environment around him? Let me explain his son. Let me explain who he was, the Dragon of the West. And so it really let me kind of think about this show as like how much is not there.
Yeah.
And like, man, give animation a chance.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's hard to understand how somebody who doesn't know the deeper story can perceive the shallow story.
Yeah.
Because, like we're going to talk about Supergirl too, but the same thing is when they have to condense something down and they leave so much out, the character development isn't there. And how does somebody else see that character then? You can't see it because you know the full depth of who that character is supposed to be. In your mind, it's still that character. The story's just not being told fully.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of sad to see that other people just won't appreciate the person to the same value, or the character to that same value that you do.
Oh, a character you don't know because you haven't watched it yet, but from Rebels, there's this character named Kanan. He's a Jedi who eventually becomes blind. Amazing character. Best death in all of Star Wars. And I posted on Threads after thinking about that. I'm like, I can't believe how many people do not know who this is because you won't watch the cartoons.
Yeah.
And the amount of comments I got that are like, I'm already crying again. And just being like, oh, great, now I need to go home and watch this again. Yeah. Or where's my wife? I'm crying. And stuff like just all kinds of things like that.
Oh,
and it's like, that's the animation.
Yeah.
If you gave it a shot, you'd have that emotional bond with somebody.
Yeah.
And so when you're watching Ahsoka now and you're like, oh, who's Ezra? Like, oh, he was taught by the best.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things where you guys got to give animation a try.
You got to understand that acting and the sets and all the costumes and stuff like that of a movie or TV show in live action, it's just a way to tell you the story.
Yeah.
And animation is just another way to tell you that story. It's just, they can do a lot of things. People can be stretched out or explode and things like that without having to use all the expensive CGI and practical effects that it adds up real fast.
Yeah.
But there's so much that they can tell you in animation that if you just only watch live action, you're missing out on so much good content.
Yeah.
So definitely give animation a shot. Especially like us, like we know, we like Avatar, so why not consume all the different Avatar content and the different variations they make? Like I'm loving the different comic books they've come out with. If you like Walking Dead, read the Walking Dead comic books. The story is good.
There's so many characters that are in the comic books that are not in the show.
Right?
And you think there's nothing that's not in the show.
You think you like the actor, you might just love a certain actor, but if you try the other platforms, or mediums, you might really appreciate specifically the content that
Jonathan, I don't think there's anything we could do but go right to our reviews at this point, because
do it.
We're talking everything we need to be talking about for the next two reviews.
Nice.
All right, let's get into those. So which do you want to start with first? You want to start with Supergirl or Avatar?
Supergirl.
Let's go with Supergirl.
Yeah.
I think that's the key with Supergirl is it's missing so much of the nuance, so much of the context that's required from the comic book series.
Yes. And I don't understand HBO, man. They own DC. Make this into a series. You can explore this, spread it out. And maybe they were hesitant female lead character and stuff like that.
That's the case, but I think you're right.
I mean, Game of Thrones is doing good, isn't it?
House of the Dragon, you're right. 2 female leads,
Yeah, so I don't know. I think they were pulling punches and didn't want to waste money or lose money on this venture, but I think a series would have been so much more effective at telling the story and building out this character. There's so much character development that we don't see, so much plot building. We don't see it very often, but to me, it's so much better if you take a really good story and you expand it instead of take an 8-episode series and turn it into 24 episodes. Make it 3 seasons or something like that, or the classical seasons that would be 24 episodes. But you don't need to condense it down, and you're not trying to trim fat and cut things away. You have time to explore, when that person went to the bathroom, what was the conversation going on at the table, kind of thing.
It's kind of what you're getting out of Dungeon Crawler Carl now. Think about
exactly.
You're getting all the little things
in between. Yeah, the little caveats. So I think that's what was missing out of Supergirl. I really liked the movie. It was a good movie to me, 7 or 8 out of 10 for sure. But knowing what was in the comic, I feel like, man, they missed a lot they could have really benefited from.
I think this probably is better for those who didn't know the comics.
Yeah, for sure.
And the best case scenario out of all this is that it gets people to go read comics.
Yes.
Because Tom King, who we were just talking about, is doing the Mr. Miracle animated series coming up.
Yeah.
He wrote this.
Yeah.
And in there, he built in things where Ruthie is saying, and we did this, but we'll skip past that. She kept saying, we'll skip past that. So like, flush that out in the show.
That would make such great adventures. Just even make a separate comic, hopefully down the road, that's like they're one-offs of these adventures they had in between. She's like, I can't go into that in detail now, but explain it separately. That would be so fun.
Well, and that's the key too, is like there's so much that Ruthie is. She's not an unreliable narrator. She is telling you the story she wants to tell you.
Yeah.
And through the visuals, we're seeing the truth sometimes, especially with the ending. And I don't want to spoil the ending yet. We'll get to it. But I feel like there's so much there that you guys just took away from everybody.
Yeah.
And you put on to Supergirl.
Yeah.
But it's like that makes her seem almost like not a good person even.
Yeah.
And the whole point is like, we would be good. A good person wouldn't have done that choice. They would have done what they did in the comic.
Yeah. It makes your character very shallow and very simple.
Tarnished.
Yeah. So I wonder if they have a long-term goal, if there is future movies they already have planned out that they needed to kind of set the stage the way it is. I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much from the comics that they could have really explored in the movie that I think would have made the character development so much better.
Yeah. Before we go too far, let's go and go over the premise real quick. I got it written down here.
Nice.
Kara, she's grieving and she's adrift. This is her birthday and kind of an anniversary of Argo City, which is where she was from when Krypton blew up. Her father was able to save a chunk of it for extended amount of time, but they were basically just living on kryptonite.
A city in an energy bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why, she's in the movie and movie. She's younger than Clark Kent. And they're adrift. And anyways, she goes off to a red sun solar system so that she can get drunk during this time. While out there, a little girl whose father was just killed by this man named Krem of the Yellow Hills. She comes running in asking for somebody to go find her. It's very True Grit style. And they're off on this, and Krypto gets shot with a poisoned arrow. They're off to go find Krem.
Yeah.
That's the premise. This story, it's directed by Craig Gillespie, but it felt like he was trying to do a little James Gunny. Did you feel like the Guardians of the Galaxy vibe in this?
Yeah, a little bit. I love that little bit of steampunk kind of colorful and gritty technology. Because we see tech in Star Trek is very polished and glam and completely well developed.
What we grew up with, really.
Yeah, I kind of like the kind of crunchy tech where some things kind of just cram into other things and it works for some reason sometimes.
In comparison to Superman, now we're starting the DCU. We have Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah.
Creature Commando. How well do you think it fits into there? Because it is such a big departure from that world.
Yeah, I think it still fits pretty well. Like you're saying, the technology and the style of it, I think fits good. It's obviously more in space and not earthly grounded and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think they did a good job at making it feel like the new DC that they're looking for.
Especially with the way they made sure to have her come back home to Earth.
Yeah.
And there was this kind of through line where she didn't feel like she belonged anywhere. And at the end, she's like, I'm going to give Earth a chance.
Yeah.
I think that was very good. One of the things that when reflecting on this is like, I think they're setting her up to be a very cool part of Superman's story.
Yeah.
And, it's a shame that we had to sacrifice such a good story for Supergirl. The first movie since 1984, I think it was, that there's been a Supergirl movie.
Yeah.
And so it's a shame that we didn't get more out of this, but that is a good part. She's joining the team.
And they didn't lean heavy on like the sci-fi tech or anything like that. It was very very much about people and characters, and the tech was just kind of a small part on the outside that wasn't distracting or anything.
Yeah. Music wise, when we're talking about, and I think Lobo adds a lot to this, there's needle drop moments.
Yeah.
When suddenly, boom, action kicks in or music kicks in with the action. Again, it's a Guardians of the Galaxy thing.
Yeah.
Which very well known for needle drop moments.
Yeah.
I feel like Superman was like showing kindness can be punk.
Yeah.
And this one I think was just like, or punk could be punk. I think they were just kind of embracing that, right?
Yeah.
I think that'll be her character going forward.
Yeah.
The other characters that are being added to this, Ruthie, I think will be one and done. I don't think we'll see her in the future.
No.
I think Krypto definitely coming back. He'll be in more things. I think the CGI for him is adequate, not the greatest,
pretty good.
Lobo, how much do you think we'll see him in the future?
I kind of wish maybe before this, maybe after they do a standalone movie. He's such a cool character. I think they did a good job introducing him, but he was also not really necessary for the story.
No.
Yeah, he was I think this was just a good way to introduce him. It also took screen time away from telling the story of Supergirl, which, we already feel like it got condensed too much, but I think he deserves a complete standalone movie or, again, series. You could do series for everything.
He says, Jason Momoa says he does want to do a standalone, but he wants to make sure it's rated R. He won't do it if it's not rated R.
For sure, yeah. He's a fun character.
There were a few choices. I think his performance, we mentioned the Beetlejuice vibes.
Yes, when he's in that cell especially, he sounds just like Beetlejuice from the movies. Yeah.
Love that vibe. Definitely added in there.
Yeah.
There were some choices that he made, like why did he get captured? Why wasn't this part of a trick of his? Because he's a bounty hunter and he's not stoppable.
And so powerful. Yeah. We should see that almost limitless power that he has, and that he's also just kind of like fucking around. Like he's not
too much of that. Yeah.
Too serious about it. Yeah. Like,
which he is that way, but I mean, like there is a point to it. So like him being captured should have been so that I can get my bike back or something like that. There should have been a little thing to it.
Yeah.
I do feel like, they could have used him to replace Comet, and then the story doesn't have to change at all for him. Yeah. But I am glad that he's in this universe for sure.
A good way to do both of those is that maybe these guys supposedly had conquered some people, because the brigands go around and conquer planets.
Yeah,
and they had some kind of energy source, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna hang out and see if I can find it. If I find it, that might work for my chopper, my bike.
Yeah,
and if it does, I'm pretty sure it's going to make it like faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
And then that would be the unveiling, him replacing Comet, is that like,
he's faster than the speed of light.
I can go faster than the speed of light now. So that would be a really cool way to justify him. Like, I'm just going to go for a ride. I'm not in prison. I'm inside their box, sure, but this is my cabin for their trip. And then when we get wherever I want to be, I'm going to get out and take this energy source that I found and throw it on my bike, and then I can go anywhere instantaneously.
Give Supergirl a ride.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be
because they use the kryptonite arrows. That was one of the things that I don't want to make this a bitch fest, but it felt like the lack of a sun and kryptonite were way too overused.
Yeah, they did lean really heavy on the sun. As soon as she wasn't in the sun, she was dying, and when she's in the sun, she was come to life.
Right.
They should have at least done a little techno babble to explain that difference between her and Superman.
Right.
Superman was raised in that sun. It is in his cells almost permanently. He would have to be away from it for a long time for it to get out of him, and she has less experience with it, so it needs more short-term exposure to her. But they didn't explain that in any way, so we think, okay, if she's not in front of a yellow sun, she's just weak and gonna die immediately. Like, that's unfortunate.
I will say though, I do like the change to Krem. I think I wish the intent was better. The intent didn't really matter in the movie, but I do like the character design. I think he had a very menacing, you know what it reminds me of? Is Waterworld, the bad guys from Waterworld.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. And honestly, in the comics, his character was not necessarily scary or creepy. You could have written him as a good guy, and that same character would have played just fine.
Yeah.
He was just like a Scotsman or something like that. He's redhead and long hair, long beard,
which worked for the Brigands because he wasn't part of the Brigands.
Yeah,
and he joined the Brigands, and in this one, he's like leading the Brigands from the beginning.
I love that he joined the Brigands though, because it's like they were, I don't remember exactly, but it's like they were conquering someplace and they found him, and his superior intelligence and how to be cruel was convinced them and taught them how to be cruel and take more from people and stuff like that. So it was like he bettered them in stealing and hurting people and stuff. So of course he's brought under the fold, and almost, I mean, you'd think he's a general or almost their leader at that point, because
he's definitely so at least second in command next to the guy that with a cool hat. But I do like that it was like, you take this little like local schemer and you throw him into the space powers, with the powers of a space armada.
Yeah.
See what could happen. And then, yeah, of course, the brigands. One of the big difference there from the movie and the thing is that in the movie they were capturing women for their brides, which I think was very relevant for the story. I think they were obviously going for like a girl power thing, which is, hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
And still plenty of a reason to kill them all.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. But in the comic book, what they do is they go to a planet and hold them hostage and say, we're going to obliterate the planet unless you give us something.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the planet will be like, well, you could take this half.
Yeah.
And obliterate that half the planet.
Yeah.
And so
more than just rape, it was genocide.
Genocide over rape,
which is also bad.
Also bad. Intent was a little bit different, but I think overall, I think Millie Alcock as Supergirl, the star of the show.
Yeah.
I really liked her performance, especially the sorrow that she feels over thinking about Argo and her father and mother, of course. I think she did a fantastic job. And there are so many people online that are just talking shit, saying that she looks ugly. And I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Random dude in your basement. Get out of here.
Yeah. That's so sad that people just go so low as to try to attack the appearance of an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, she was obviously cast because she's very attractive and a great actress in general. Like, you don't even have to look great for this character. You need to be a great actress. This is a strong woman character, not the seductress or something like that.
Exactly.
But I think she did great at both. She's very attractive and very effective as showing a strong, powerful, independent, I don't care what you fucking think kind of hero. And that's pretty awesome.
This just struck me, Jalen.
Yeah.
Okay, Wonder Man in the comic books is a white dude.
Yeah.
But you're telling me you want somebody else than Yahya Abdul playing that scene?
No way.
That guy's performance, like, it was like, oh yeah, he needs to be an actor. Who cares what a superpower is? It's all about the performance, not what the person looks like.
And what it goes back to is the people who love it are the ones who've been reading comic books, who enjoy comic books. The people that are shouting like, oh my God, you changed this character's race or some detail about them. They're the ones who have never read anything, don't care about it, don't know how to read. Yeah. And they're just watching a screen getting mad that it doesn't look like them on the screen.
They're really hooked on phonics and still trying to struggle past that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not going to be the hero in every story.
So I think Millie Alcock did a great job.
Yeah.
I think the tonal shift for this in the DCU is pretty good. I think the punk rock angle, I think it's going to be cool to see that bounce off of some of the characters we saw from Superman. Nathan Fillion's Green Lantern. Yeah. How are those? God, that's going to be fun.
That'd be a good combo.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't take the negative feedback at face value and they keep going in this direction.
Yes.
You know, you put a little more money into the next thing and just keep moving it forward. Don't think that the loud voices are the voices, because they're not.
Yeah, I think they need to see this in context of the entire DCU, that what they're building.
Yeah.
And not necessarily like this, because this movie is a flop at this point already.
Unfortunately.
And it's like, that's too damn bad.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for Masters of the Universe. So, did you watch that yet?
No.
So much fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's like that Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is definitely not going to be the thing that changes the world. But man, I had fun watching it. And this one I think is even less fun than that, honestly, but still worth a watch.
Yeah.
Let's jump into full spoilers here in a moment. And I think one of the most important things they changed in the comic book at the end, when they're on the beach, and Ruthie and Supergirl are standing over Krem, they decide to let him live.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, they're going to put him, I think, in the Void Zone.
Yeah.
For years. Fast forward to the future, this entire story is being told through a reflection of Ruthie looking back at her life.
Yeah, and it was a novel that she wrote, right?
Right, yeah. Journal entries or whatever of Supergirl. And then when Ruthie is very old, about to die, Supergirl brings Krem, an old man, who is redeemed.
Yeah.
He's actually like, oh, I'm sorry for what I did to your folks. Fully,
so sad and remorseful. That's the word.
Right.
Yeah. He's rehabilitated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the story that Ruthie is writing down is done at that point.
Yeah.
Like, oh, see, because we gave this guy peace, he was able to redeem himself, and he's a good man, and that's what you should do too.
Yeah.
Then what we see visually is, here's the sword, cut his ass down.
Yeah.
And Ruthie kills him.
So it's not only does he does all this terrible shit, we could have just cut his head off then. No, we're going to let him live long enough to regret everything that he did and spend 100 years in prison feeling sick to his stomach for the bad things he did. And then we're going to go ahead and kill him mercilessly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the story that will be passed down is that we did the right thing.
Yeah. We let him live.
But instead, the movie decided to just go ahead and slay him. Yeah. And I think that, the idea, of course, is that Supergirl feels like, well, I'm already tarnished, so it's okay.
Yeah. let the innocent stay innocent, and I have to do the hard deed that nobody wants to do.
Which I think works well when you add her into the Justice League. I think in the future, like that kind of idea kind of works well over there.
And it does draw a clear distinction between her and Superman, because he is always, as best as possible, save lives regardless of the situation. And she's like, yeah, every once in a while, you just got to kill the bad guy.
Right.
But I kind of wish they didn't go that route and let the character have that deeper depth. But I
think it would have been a really cool like post-credit scene. Like you think everything went well, but if you stuck around, you would have seen the old man, or
that would have been easy. Yeah, man, that wouldn't have taken much at all.
Nothing. So it's a shame that we missed out on one of the best endings. That's too bad. One sentence, Jonathan. Let's give you a review for this thing. A sentence, and then we're gonna get a grade. Let's see, what are we gonna grade this out of? Let's go 10. There we go. We got a bunch of them. Kryptonite arrows.
Nice.
Out of 10 kryptonite arrows, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna give it 8 kryptonite arrows.
Okay.
After talking about it more, I like it more and more, honestly.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
I would say it is fun, action-packed, definitely worth the watch. But if you, for some reason, don't like it, don't let that stop you from reading the comic book. The comic book is even better.
Please read the comic book. It's so better. And there's so many other worlds they go to, so many things. Just the chapter that's about Argo City, beautifully done. I love the art in the book.
In the movie, I think they did an exceptionally good job at her backstory. I really liked that part.
Argo looked beautiful, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't edit any of that out of
the art in that comic book too. We haven't even talked about how good the art is in that comic book, but it is all like, weird to say, but tattoo worthy. You want that kind of tattoo on you or something like that.
Very much so.
I'm gonna go 7 kryptonite arrows out of 10, just because like the movie, it's not well structured. It's painfully mediocre, and that's a shame. And when I look at the wider DCU, I feel like this is the Ant-Man of the group, right? Yeah. Where it's like, I'll put it on. It's not Iron Man. It's not going to hold the tent poles up, but it's part of the family, and I'm okay with that, And I think that you have to have that. It's a shame that it's the second movie, but I think it's good. And I hope that DC recognizes that they're just building something here, and that's not end all be all.
And like we were talking earlier, their introduction of Lobo, he could have been cut out completely, and it would have given more room for the story to be deeper. But I'm hoping they're going to cash out with that later and have more Lobo in the DCU. Yep. And this was just their opportunity to introduce him. Yep. Great character, very fun, but really not necessary to the plot of this story.
Side note, I don't necessarily want to keep going on. I know we'd be circling it, but I liked how Supergirl knew Lobo.
Yeah, his legend.
Yeah, and in the comics, everybody knows who Superman is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, you're Superman's cousin, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And this one didn't have that, but I kind of wish they did in a way where it's like, but Superman's so new in the DCU in comparison to where he is in that book, that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that being said, but 7 for me, 10 for you. Make sure you guys go watch it. It's definitely worth the matinee. $6 in local theaters. Let's head off to Avatar Season 2 on Netflix. I'll start off my reaction. I think it's frankly as good as it can be. The problem is the source material is literally perfect.
Yeah.
So it's so hard because it could never live up to that.
Yeah.
One of the things that Squeaks was saying, he's like, oh, I hear that it's so cringy or so cheesy. I'm like, have you watched Avatar? They're a bunch of kids being dorks.
Yeah.
That trying to portray that on screen. He watches One Piece, it's the same thing.
Exactly. That's a good comparison.
Yeah, but sometimes when you have to portray that anime cheese or the kids' cheesiness, and you're a 40-year-old man watching it, you're going to be like, that's pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
But you have to just embrace it.
And I think they did a good job toning down the cheesiness really for the series. But
there were definitely moments. I mean, everything Sokka does is pretty much it, which that's how it is in the show too. Like Sokka's the most cringy of them all.
Yeah.
Let's go right in with Toph, the newest addition to Team Avatar.
My favorite character of the animated series and now the live action. She is so good. I think they did a great job casting her.
Yeah.
Every time she's on screen is fun. I haven't had a scene yet that I haven't really liked with her, honestly.
Yeah, and it's hard because every time I think of something, the words that are about to escape my mouth is, well, I like in the show, in the animated version, the metal bending scene is the one I'm thinking of. The metal bending scene in the show is better than it is in live action. No shit. Everything is.
Yeah, everything's better.
But I think it's good. I do wish we had a little bit more explanation to why she could do the metal bending. You do see it if you already know it's there.
Yeah.
The dots that are within the metal that she's able to manipulate.
If they had more time. If they had more time, they could have done it a little bit more thorough, and I think it would have been better. But condensing it down, I think they've done the best they can with making it so much shorter.
Yeah. One character, a little bit biased here because we actually had him on the podcast, but I think that Uncle Iroh
Paul Sung-Hung
Lee took the limited time he had on screen and really showed off.
Yeah.
Because I think you got all the emotional beats plus more.
Yeah.
And Paul told me about this too, by the way.
Yeah.
Adding things that you didn't see from the animated show, which was recognizing the pain he caused on other people.
Yeah.
That wasn't so well done in the show, in the animated version. But I think Paul and the Netflix team did a great job with
empathy and remorse. Yeah.
That scene where they showed the names on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was
what
good.
A beautiful scene.
Yeah. Yeah. He's such a great actor. I like that he doesn't feel exactly like the Iroh we know.
Right.
But they've done a good job that he is a great new version of Iroh.
Yes.
Oh, man. Because that could be a hit or miss. You know, a lot of times they change a character just a little bit and you're like, oh my God, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. But they've done a really good job. The hardest thing I can imagine is condensing all of this down because you're hitting plot points super fast. There's entire episodes that are summed up into a sentence sometimes, or just kind of barely glazed over. But the fact that I think they're condensing it super effectively and still telling a very
really
good story.
Like the library, for example.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it's cool to see Sandbenders. Let's all admit that that's neat. But how are you going to still keep the library story?
Yeah.
Or when they're trying to learn about the, you were the one that told me, thinking about this, knowing about the comet coming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a comment like, oh, let's just hand this to this character who already has some ties to this. It just makes sense, really.
And when I was remembering that, for some reason, I thought they found the comet in the library. It was the solar eclipse in the library.
Yeah, and the other thing was in the temple, the fire temple they went to.
Yeah. So, they did end up having another spot where they had to open a special door using, multiple 4-element bending and stuff like that, which was cool.
It was cool, yeah.
Yeah, but, it's just so much different. They're moving a lot of pieces around, but most of the pieces are still on the board.
Yes.
And I think they're doing the best job that we can expect.
A couple things that I knew they had to nail in season 2. First off, Toph, obviously, number one.
For sure.
Second was Bossing Say, because Bossing Say, one of my favorite things about season 2 in the book or in the comics.
Yeah.
Oh my God, in the animated series, is how much everything's a lie to you as a person who's participating with Team Avatar.
Yeah,
they nailed that. Yeah. They really did.
One thing I would have liked to see more is how the Dai Li would like skate on the walls. We never saw that at any point.
That had to be expensive to make them do that. Though.
Yeah, that would have been hard. They did do the stone gloves, which was very cool. That's like their key function, their key skill. But and that there's always a group of like 15 of them or something like that at a time. They're very much
I think they were imposing quite
machine.
well. Yeah, and they put more weight on Longfeng to be, the betrayer. Yeah. So I think he's a big part of it, but also just the Dai Li being around in the animated version. Was like, oh my God, they're everywhere. You can't escape these guys. Yeah. But Longfeng, I think they kind of put more weight on his performance, which he's such a good actor. Yeah. He's from Marco Polo. That's where I loved him from. And he never plays a good guy. You only see him play villains. And so if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I didn't know he was going to turn on, that actor's never going to play a good guy.
Yeah. He was in one of the Batman movies too.
Yeah. He's the one
he's the money launderer,
Money
right?
launderer, yeah.
Yeah. And The Dark Knight.
Yeah. He goes to China to go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man. He never plays a good guy.
That's so funny.
No, he's not in that one. Anyway, yeah, he's always a bad guy.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job with that. I think Bossing Say looks really good.
Yeah.
I really have very few complaints.
I would have liked in Bossing Say a flyover scene, but they did say right away that it's a no-fly zone,
which is such a safe move.
Yeah.
That's how you save money right there.
Yeah. That would have been cool though. It was like he's looking for Appa and he's flying over the different boroughs and you can kind of see the comparison between like the poor and the wealthy and that duality inside the city and the big wall separating them and stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe in a future season or something like that, if they want to put more money into it. I know that kind of scene would be expensive though.
Episode 4 of this season, I think, was their attempt at doing probably the best episode of all of the Avatar series, and that's Tales of Bossing Say. And I think that we did it pretty good. We got our guy who's trying to mug Iroh, but then I like how in this version, Iroh hires him.
Yeah.
Like that makes a lot of sense. That's cool.
That was one of the things where instead of narrowing the story, they elaborated on that and they used his story to tell a lot more stories, which was really cool.
And they tied mourning his son.
Yeah.
Not so much to like, I'm living my new life here in Bossing Say and I'm accepted and stuff like that, but seeing how other people are mourning their loved ones.
Yeah.
And so it was like, gosh, it's a different way of earning that. And it's just, they're two different interpretations, but thank God for those sound design people. As soon as he goes to the tree and they play the leaves on the vine in the background, It was like, yeah, you got me, you sons of bitches.
Yeah. So, and I like how he pulls a picture out. He carries with him everywhere of his son, puts it at the tree. One little thing I imagine I should just be involved in making these shows that would have been really cool is he looks around. He takes like 2 seconds, looks around to find a certain kind of plant, one of 10 maybe that has certain scents. Plucks a leaf and rolls it, and then ignites it, and that's the incense because he had gone before with a set of incense and stuff like that. And he would be a master of origami, so he
of course
folds it a certain way that where it stands on its own, and that sits with the picture and has a peppermint aroma or some kind of special jasmine aroma or something like that. Would have been cool.
But that would have been neat.
Yeah, a little extra something.
But I think they did a really good job of fleshing out Ba Sing Se. I thought the firebenders that were, I don't like that they are the White Lotus, but I do like that they were these refugee firebenders. They were like rebels against their own people. I don't remember that from the animated series at all.
Yeah, I don't think they showed that. No, as them as rebels within Ba Sing Se.
But yeah, like refugees being brought in. I really liked that because boy, it makes a bunch of sense.
Well, when Aang meets his first firebender teacher, is that it's like as soon as you see him too, I'm like, oh, they did a great job with that because he's obviously I don't remember his name, but
I don't.
He's obviously.
I remember it well. It's the scene where Aang first firebends and burns.
Burns Toph's hands. Yeah.
Am I rewatching this show? God damn it.
Burns Katara's hands.
Yeah.
But all of that was outside of the city. I think they were by a little lake or a little river or something like that.
But then being on the inside and that being a way for Jet to do his terrorism and stuff like that, I thought.
Yeah.
Well
they
done.
did a good job. They kind of sewed a lot of stories that were outside of Ba Sing Se into Ba Sing Se.
Yeah,
I think they kind of meshed them well.
And it brought in the Painted Lady and the Blue Spirit storyline together.
And we got so much more of both of those right there grounded. The Blue Spirit had a great story for sure of him, fighting and trying to catch Aang and freeing Aang to be able to catch him later kind of thing. But I think they did a really good job tying those two together and brought the Painted Lady up a lot, I think.
A lot,
yes.
Well, speaking of the Blue Spirit, I believe it's from the comic books that we got more context of his mom.
Backstory, yeah. So the character we see the play. In the play, the little puppet show, they use the original Blue Spirit mask for the puppet, which I like.
Yeah.
But in that puppet show, the mom, when she was younger, would be in her little village. Was a part of the play that would tell that story. And the actor that played the Blue Spirit was a man that she fell in love with.
Oh, no, it's the guy. Yeah.
So the actor who played the Blue Spirit, she was in love with before the Great Fire Lord comes down to her small village and plucks her out to marry his son. And so she was already in love with this man and was fathering his son secretly. So little do they know, Zuko is actually the son of the actor who played the Blue Spirit.
Oh my God, John.
So I didn't read that
comic book
Oh, you got to read it. That's why he's so sensitive and sweet, and he's just like mom and nothing like dad. And Azula is just like dad and nothing like mom.
Oh my God. And he looks just like his grandfather. It's not that side of the family. It's the mom's side. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It makes his character so much better. Yeah. That because he always fights with that, like, I'm a monster on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're actually not a monster. You're from your mother
You're
and
the Blue Spirit.
the man that she truly loved, not the man she was forced to be with.
And that's why she was always closer with him too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always trying to protect him. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then she was taken away, which she wasn't killed.
Yeah. I know that much. Don't spoil anything else. I literally have them pulled aside for my cruise because I'm coming up. I'm going to be reading comic books and books, and I'm going to be going crazy.
Okay.
If I don't finish Dungeon Crawl by then, it'll be on that boat. That's no doubt.
Nice.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Let's see. They did a good job. I one thing I thought is they kind of like left some of the world building behind, and then now they can focus on the characters.
Yeah.
And the bonds in between them. And I thought we got a lot of shifting bonds.
Yeah.
And even like we just talked about the two of them, but there is this thing where I think early on you're like, is Katara going to end up with Zuko? Like there was kind of that thing. I think they kind of brushed along that in this one too.
And there was always a little bit of in the animated series, there was always this distrust and tension between the two.
Yeah.
That almost felt like a love-hate relationship kind of thing.
Exactly. Well, won't they? Yeah.
I like that. And later on, I think it is a matter of not are we in love with each other, but can we respect each other and trust each other?
Right.
That builds a friendship that can build out of distrust.
I think they see a lot of similarities in trying to hold up the legacy that's put upon them.
Yeah.
And
Katara blames him for her family dying.
Right.
So I mean, it's a lot on him from her perspective.
Which, by the way, adding that the Beifongs were creating the weapons.
Good touch.
Ooh, man.
I'm pretty sure that was in the comics too.
Is it in the comics?
Yeah.
Sounds like I need to hurry up and read these damn comics.
You really have to. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they were making weapons and Toph destroys the factory because of it.
Good Toph.
Yeah.
God, I love Toph
She's
so
such
much.
an awesome character.
Yeah, I just think overall I had a lot of fun with this. Is there anything else that we didn't? I think the VFX, people might criticize them, but I thought they were a step up.
Pretty darn good, yeah.
Matter of fact, I think that's the reason we had to get 7 instead of 8 episodes.
Yeah, you can't expect much more of the flying bison and Momo. Like, these are very much animated characters you're putting in CGI. When you see Aang flop against Appa and he's lost in the hair kind of thing, like, of course that's going to be hard to do.
Fair enough. How
much better can you do it? I think it looks better in CGI than it would have if they tried practical effects anyways.
Fair.
So I think it did good.
I think, this reminds me of like when I reviewed World of Warcraft movie, where I was like, I know the source material, it's so beloved to me.
Yeah.
You guys tried your best and I appreciate that. I think that's kind of where I'm at with this too. It's like, you guys tried your best and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys, here's another thing. I don't think you guys cut anything that was so important to the characters that made them weaker. And I think in Supergirl, you guys did exactly that.
Yeah.
And this one, they didn't do that. They kept what made these characters good. Toph feels like Toph now.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Give me a thing, John. Blind Bandits.
I don't know. I can't. We're
going Blind Bandits unless you can think of something better.
All right, 8 out of 10.
I hate it already.
Yeah, me too.
Daily 10 hidden Daily agents.
There you go.
I'm giving it 8 out of 10.
Okay.
How about you?
I know I shouldn't give it 10 out of 10, so I'm gonna go 9. But
yeah, you shouldn't give it 10 out of 10. That's crazy.
It's knowing. I mean, it's not gonna be as good as the live action.
Yeah.
Thinking of it as the best they could have done. Not gonna be as good as animated. As best as they could have done in converting it, compressing it into live action. No notes. I can't imagine them doing something better. Moreover, I'm more afraid of. I was skeptical that they were going to destroy it and cause all kinds of chaos and problems.
There's a relief to that, huh?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm very happy that they. I think they did a really good job with it. So yeah, I'll do at least 9 out of 10.
There we go. I got
Blind
8.
Bandits.
You got 9 Blind Bandits, Daily Soldiers.
There you go.
All right, I think we got some pretty good reviews out there. We're going to be reviewing, by the way, X-Men 97's coming out tonight as we're recording this. I'll be staying up for it. We're going to be putting those up on our YouTube channel. Every week, me and Thomas are going to be doing that. Thomas has read like every X-Men comic from the 90s, which these all take place in that. So it's like good. He'll be the expert and I'll just ask questions. You can fill me in. So tune in for those guys. We're going to try to add one of them into the podcast as well, likely next week's episode. So tune in for that. But yeah, and what's your recommendation for the week, Jonathan?
Oh, recommendation for the week. If you haven't caught up with the House of the Dragons back on again.
Yes.
Very good. So
well, how far have you watched the 2 episodes?
I didn't see the second one. No.
Okay.
I'm behind one now already.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely watch that.
Sheep Stealer's a son of a bitch, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh man. Good show.
I love like the memes of like when Rhaena's going back to the Vale, like, hey, can you hide us? And like Sheep Stealer's like back to like, be a good boy. We're gonna try to get inside. And you just see this ugly ass dragons like messed up jaw and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. House of the Dragons. That's my suggestion too. I'm just so happy it's back, and I think it started off very well. The second episode, Jonathan, I'm telling you, like, once you get to that point in the story, you're like, what is going on now? Hold on. That just shifted absolutely everything. So check that out, y'all.
Nice.
It's a hoop. That's my review, mine as well. As for the network, Distance Nerding, they're just a sprint through conventions. They're finally back home for a while, but one of the things that we're doing is we're playing D&D, and I am a wizard in that campaign, and they're putting it up on the YouTube channel. So make sure you guys check out on the YouTube channel. It's done in coordination with them, so it's often on both channels. And you can see me playing a wizard. And then Phantom Portals right now just put out an episode 1, Star Wars episode 1, all talking about how fear was basically the purpose of everything, and explaining like the fear that Yoda is warning about literally is in the entire story. And they did a really good job breaking it all down. As for the rest of the network, everybody's kind of on breaks or working on stuff, so everybody's been busy. So it's been good.
Nice.
All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.